Hello and welcome to this episode of Zeitgeist Podcast with Niklas and Flo. Hi, I'm Niklas.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Today we're going to talk about a topic that Flo brought up, and I'm going to interview him about it. It's basically the work-life crash, why no one wants the 9 to 5 anymore. And this seems pretty provocative to me if I hear it for the first time. What's behind that, actually, behind this topic?
So, I believe it's some kind of trend, maybe like Generation Z was bringing it up that people don't want to work like 5 times a week anymore. No one wants to come to an office from 9 to 5 because people say they have life, and that's why the life-work balance is shifting at the moment. So that you see when you try to hire new people or when someone is applying for a job. This is one of the most important things now for people who apply for a job, actually.
Yeah, so maybe as a starter then to get everybody on board a bit to your history. How did you start? Was it a 9 to 5 or?
It was even more than that. I was working up to, I don't know, like 8 p.m. usually. Times my first job asked me if I can stay up to 9 p.m. I usually worked on the Saturdays as well, at least for like 4 hours. So I came up to like 40 hours per week, different times, I guess. Now, even 9 to 5 is hard to you know make happen besides your current, like, your life situation. I mean, people wants to go to the gym to like have some activities with families and stuff. Coming home or leaving the office at 5, coming home at 6. For most people, the day is done. So I guess that's why like 4-day weeks and stuff become more and more popular.
That's a crazy shift, right? Because especially when you started your own business a while back, you were probably working a lot.
Yeah, and way more than that. So we didn't really looked on the time to finish the job. We finished the job, and then we were asking, all right, if there is nothing else to do, then we can go home.
Yeah, and then it's like this pretty much, I think, as far as I'm concerned, on the very a lot of work side of things and a lot on the hustle culture. Now we are going from 9 to 5 to work even less. What do you think motivates the people so much to look that way?
You mean from the employer or from the employee point of view?
From the employee point of view, I reckon most employers maybe have to follow the trend, but they will not be the trendsetters in this direction, right?
No, probably not. I don't know. I don't hope that. I mean, I, I can't imagine that this is just because of the book, The 4-Day Week. You probably heard about that. It's an older book. Um, I don't think that this was like the trendsetter for this. I really think that it's a combination probably of like what people see on social media. They see that you can earn a lot of money when you do like some side gigs, having like your own social media presence, do some. I believe we're in good times, so it's probably like the easiest to have your own business, your own kind of activity besides your main job now than ever. I mean, it's easy to set up your own LLC or GmbH in Germany or whatever. You don't need like a big kind of, no big chunk of money to start your own business. You can just create content, create something and sell it on Etsy. So there are a lot of platforms where you can basically start selling your own stuff. You can create your own, I don't know, video tutorials and sell it on, I don't know, Coursera or whatever. So there are a lot of opportunities where you don't need to invest first, other than like back in the days, like in the 80s or whatever, where you need like money to, have your own shop where you could potentially sell something. So I think this is one of the big things that people are starting to make some kind of extra money. So they are not in the need of really be present in an office 9 to 5 any longer. And also you have the influencers who doesn't really do that. So I think people wants to thrive and wants the same.
I mean, this is really, let's stay on that a bit. Like, how do you think this whole gig economy, does it have a real impact that people are moving away, really turning to, for example, Uber, freelancing, doing things on Etsy? Is it a challenge or is it still not stable?
I mean, I think this is with everything, right? There are always people who are successful. But and then we're back to like self-employment, and it really is a question of how many effort you want to put into your own business, into yourself to make this a success story. Think that even if we're talking about the influencers, they putting a lot of time and energy into that to really become successful. It's not like they're doing just one picture per week on Instagram and making like thousands of dollars.
Then also, I mean, the influencer topic is something you've been, I think, very interested in as well. But if you look at the stars, I feel it's gotten a lot harder also to break into it. I think the people who were kind of early and at the first wave of the trend, like Joe Rogan or Mr. Beast or whoever who've been in the game for a long time and put in the effort, they made it really big. But now there are so many creators that I at least believe it's gotten a lot harder.
I don't know. I mean, I think that you just need to tell the right story and then you will always find success. If you look at how many like food franchises are out there, like how many McDonald's, Burger Kings are out there, but there are still always coming like this new burger joint everyone's talking about, and people are going there because they do something slightly different. Or coffee shops. I mean, we have Starbucks on every corner, but still, sometimes there's like a new coffee shop who is just doing something a little bit different and they have success. So I think there's always a niche. You just need to find the right audience and the right way to address your message.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And then if we move forward, basically, um, how do you think that this will play this 9 to 5 crash into earnings of people? Will companies just be able to keep it up, raise salaries, or will this actually mean that people take less money home at the end of the day?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be like the idea killer here, but I don't think that this will play out. I mean, people want their freedom. They want some free time, which I totally understand. But then on the other hand, they want to go like shopping on a Sunday or have like people opening up like the coffee shops and stuff, the restaurants. So if no one is working there, you will not get any service. No one can create the goods you want to buy. So at some point, I believe that this will turn out not like as everyone wishes for.
Yeah, and there's this famous saying, and I think this has always been true. If you work on what you love, it will never feel like work. You will work a lot. It will be annoying at times, but in the greater sense, it's a lot of fun. And it's still, maybe to put a different perspective on things, it might make sense to, if you really don't want to, I say, work this much on the topics you're working on, maybe it's a good idea to explore different career opportunities and move on. And I think you're kind of fortunate in a sense that you can choose what you want to invest your time in these days, still within limits, but with a significant larger amount of freedom. What's your point of view on this?
I mean, first I have, you know, still I need to take care of the main business of the people which are working for me. So that's why this always comes first. I definitely want to spend, and I like to spend time on side ideas or try some stuff new. But I guess it's not so much different than any other person who works in a 9 to 5 office or something like this. I'm still pretty limited in my opportunities time-wise, where I can really, spend time. So I really think twice if I to start something new.
Probably is good, right? Because time is very valuable at the end of the day. And yeah, maybe to wrap this up, you already gave a bit of your opinion. So the 9 to 5 crash, will this work for the economy, or will it just blow over and go away? What do you think?
I think it will not go away because people are now into, they know how it is. I guess we are at the point where not every company is offering 4 days weeks, or less time, or we basically, with our agency, we started at some point, that our people could decide on their own terms when they want to start, as long as they finish their job. So if we were good, like if they want to start at 11 a.m. and then instead working just a little bit longer, I think this might work for small companies, maybe for some industries, not for each. Um, but at some point, there will definitely be some arguments, because not every company can offer this, but you still always need to, get some new people into your company. And I believe if as an employee you already knew how it feels like being just on a 4-day week, you would probably not go back to 5 or 6 days.
Then thanks for this very interesting insight. This was this episode of Zeitgeist Podcast. See you next time. Please remember to like and subscribe.
Bye bye.